Yeah, so one time I was always just up Jeep, and this random guy comes up to me, right? And he's picking his nose. So, and he's doing it in my face. Like he goes up into my face and he starts picking his own nose. And I'm like, buddy, why are you picking your nose in my face? And he says, oh, so you accused me of a murder last night? And first of all, I had no idea there was a murder last night. I say, no, I just asked you not to pick your nose in my face. And he says, oh, you're so entitled. I said, bruh, what are you doing? And so, like, he starts filming me. He says, I'm filming you to show you to the cops, and they're going to arrest you, and you're going to get a billion years in prison. I say, buddy, I don't think that's how it works. I said, shut up! And he pulls out a nuke launcher and then nukes everything. So, yeah, now the entire continent is destroyed, and I had to move. I had to move to Japan. So I'm in Japan, and I'm like eating Mount Fuji because it tastes good. And so it erupts, and I get drowned in lava. Yeah, so I die. Anyway, so I walk back home, and then I start watching my favorite show, Avatar: The Last Airbender. By the way, Avatar: The Last Airbender is really good. It has like really good character development and stuff. You should really watch it. Like, it's really good. It has a lot of stuff and a lot of cool fight scenes and stuff and a lot of other cool stuff and a lot of stuff. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah, so I died, and then I walked back home and started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then like this random guy came into my house and says, "Hey buddy, you want to buy a cookie?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to buy a cookie. What do you take me to be? Some sort of guy who likes cookies?" And he says, "Well, I mean, yes." I say, "Oh, why is that?" And he says, "Well, there's a giant sign on your house that says, 'I like cookies. Please sell me all the cookies you can possibly sell.'" And I looked outside, and I forgot that I put that up like 3 seconds ago before I died. Anyway, so he says, yeah, so you want some cookies? I say, sure, how much? He says, like $12 million. I say, what? For how many cookies? This crumb. I say, geez, inflation has really got us. So I paid $12 million per cookie crumb, and I eat cookie crumb, and it kind of tasted stale. I mean, it was a mix of like chocolatey goodness, but also a bit of like piano. Yeah, I think he put some piano in there. I don't really know how that works. But anyway, so I was watching Avatar, and you should really watch Avatar. It's really good. It has a lot of character development and a lot of cool fight scenes and stuff, and it's really good. And so I started licking my piano, and then it kind of tasted like the cookie. Then I got, and it was like really weird. But yeah, anyway, so like this random guy playing guitar came up to me and says, I'm playing guitar. I'm like, yeah, buddy, what are you even doing? And he says, play guitar in your front yard. I said, why? And he says, because I say, well, sorry, I can't understand that. He says, well, I mean, it's probably because you're I can understand he's in gibberish, but you don't need to practice your gibberish classes every single second of your life. Like, come on, man. Anyway, so I shoot him in the face, and then I go back inside, and then a nuke hits my house, and then I die. And then so yeah, I go back into my backyard, and there's this random kid like throwing toilet paper on my trees. And I say, hey buddy, what are you doing? And he says, I'm throwing toilet paper on your trees. And I say, well, thanks for the visual. And I walk back inside. And then I die, and then I start playing my drums. So I start playing my drums. Wait a second, I turn into guitar. I'm not turning into drums from guitar. I don't even know how that works. Yeah, anyway, so like I'm eating my clock because clocks taste good, and it's like this piano bench comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, buddy, why are you eating that clock? You use it to tell time, not to eat." I say, "Hey, buddy, shut up! I never asked for your opinion." So I shoot him. Anyway, so yeah, then I'm like watching TV, and it's like kind of boring, and so I start playing like a video game or something. What video game should I play? Do you guys have any recommendations? I said, "Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, good recommendation." So yeah, I start playing Legends of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Really good game by the way. You should really play 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, 12 out of 10, 1 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 100. So yeah, I start playing it, and I start the game. So I wake up in the Shrine of Resurrection, and I like wake up, and then the Zelda voice calls me, Link, wake up, Link. You understand if you play the game. But anyway, so I get the Sheikah Slate, and I insert it into the thingy that Zelda tells me to insert it to, and then I go into the next room. I like break the boxes. I open some of the chests. I get a few arrows. I get a few apples. I get a torn shirt and old pants with holes in the knees. I really need new pants, guys. Anyway, so then I go out of the Shrine of Resurrection, and then the main theme plays. Anyway, so yeah, then the old man calls me like, yeah, Roy, yeah. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention there's like a really beautiful like artwork and stuff. Like you can see the castle and the entire land. Like there's like a tree and like a blade of grass and stuff. So anyway, I'm very good at descriptions. So I go down, and the old man's always like, hey, like what do you want, buddy? And then and he says, hey, you want stuff? I say, I want to know where I am. And so he tells me, oh, well, this is the Great Plateau. It is very plateau-ish, and it's very great-ish. And so I'm like, buddy, I kind of figured that from the name. And anyway, so yeah, he gives me a baked apple and says, nobody can jump off this plateau. I mean, you can try, but you'll die. Nobody can even get off this plateau, and you're basically stuck here forever. Yay! Well, that's nice information. Yeah, so anyway, I basically just go over to this tower that the Sheikah Slate tells me to go over to, and like I insert the Sheikah Slate into the tower, and then I save and quit. Yeah, so then I go back to all these good stuff cheap, and they're being raided by raiders with giant gun swords from like some sort of anime or something. I don't really know how that works, but anyway, yeah. So they're being raided, and I pull out my bag of eyeballs that you just carry with you at all times, and I start like throwing eyeballs at them. And they're like, "Hey, me, eyeballs!" And sorry, I gotta fly my mouth. Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah. He told me not to think about where the egg came from. No, sorry. Another fly. Anyway, so then they start like singing after I throw my eyeballs at them, and they're like, "You in the wind of the fields of potatoes," and I'm like, buddy, why are you singing? And then they pull out their nuke launchers and they kill everybody, including me. So then I walk home, and then I'm sitting in my easy chair, and I'm like, ah. And then I fall asleep, and here's how it sounded. Convicted felon. 9/11. No, don't give him a banana. That's what he wants. Yeah, so anyway, then I wake up and I start playing Breath of the Wild again. And so, anyway, I left off when the huge tower was rising in the Great Plateau. So when the huge tower rises and basically, like, everything does stuff. Yeah, so basically towers rise all over the land and everything's like, oh no, there's a bunch of towers. Oh, and then the voice tells me like, Link, Ganon is powerful, and he's gonna kill everything if you don't kill him. Yeah, anyway, she didn't actually say that, but I felt like that's what she was saying. Anyway, so yeah, so I get down on the tower after I get like a portion of the map, and I see the map of the Great Plateau, and it's actually like really small compared to the rest of the map. So anyway, I go down and I meet the old man, and he says, "Ooh, I will give you a paraglider if you complete all 4 shrines." So yeah, I go into the first shrine and I insert the Sheikah Slate under the terminal juice thingy, and like it just basically like drips out this drop of whatever, and it goes onto my Sheikah Slate, and I get the power of like magnesis, I think that's what it's called, and basically I just control anything magnetic with that. So yeah. Anyway, so I go through the shrine, and I have to like move magnets and like solve puzzles and stuff. And there's like this little machine thingy with that shoots lasers. I have to fight, and I fight it, and then I get a spirit orb from like this monk dude. And so I go out of the shrine, and the old man comes up and he's like, "Oh, you got the spirit orb, right? Good for you." Yeah. So anyway, I basically give him the spirit orb, and he says, "Oh, you must give me 3 more spirit orbs before you can get the paraglider." So I just look on the map and see the other 3 shrines are there, and so I want to go to them. But then I save and quit the game because it's not really good to bed. And here's how it sounded when I went to bed. I mean, here's how it sounded when I went to bed. Yeah, so anyway, then I wake up at like midnight because my cat wants food, and I don't want to give him food because I'm tired and we're out of food because I have like 0 pennies, and the economic state of the U.S. right now is kind of trash. So anyway, I'll just start playing the piano. Kind of something like this. Yeah, anyway, I don't know if my recorder picked up that, but hopefully it did. Here, I'll do it again in case it did. Yeah, and in case that didn't get picked up, here's another song for you. It's from Breath of the Wild, actually, so yes, we do. Yeah. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but hopefully it did. Anyway, here's another song for you from my favorite video game, Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, I don't know if my microphone picked that up, but hopefully it did. Anyway, Shadow of the Colossus is a really fun game, actually. So basically, you're this guy who has like this dead person on the back of your horse, and you have to travel to this island, this forbidden island. It's just forbidden because there's an evil spirit there named Dorman, who like is evil and stuff, has like possessive powers and all that fun stuff. And then and so basically you go there, and Dorman says, "Oh, I will revive this person for you if you can defeat 16 colossi." So basically you go around this really lonely but oddly peaceful island, just like fighting all these giant colossi dudes. I mean, 2 of them aren't really giant, but who really cares? So yeah, you fight them. It's really fun, really cool. And then Dorman basically says, "Oh, I tricked you. You now just freed me of my whatever, and I'm going to use your body to kill these cultists or priests or whoever they are." Sorry, I burped. That want to kill me. So yeah, basically, yeah. I guess I should have put a spoiler warning there, but I mean, who really cares? It's kind of a short game, but it's just the best game I've played ever. Anyway, so yeah, here's another hour of me playing piano. Actually, it's probably not an hour, but it's gonna feel like it. What song should I play next? Any requests? Oh, that's a good song. Oh, wait, sorry, I messed that up. Let me try again. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how that goes, but I'm supposed to go. Let me try it one more time. Wait, let me try it one more time. Yeah, I really don't know how that goes. Anyway, here's another song that I made up. I don't really know if my mic picked any of that up, but hopefully it did. And then here's the other song that I do. Damn, I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so I woke up at midnight, and it was like kind of boring because basically there was nothing news. I was really tired, and all of a sudden I died. So yeah, anyway, I started watching TV. So it was like Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was like really cool, and then I decided, you know what? like I'm gonna go to Always Good Stuff Cheap now. So I went to Always Good Stuff Cheap, and they had a wide selection of chairs, like an oddly wide selection of chairs that they never even had before. So yeah, I like pick up one of the chairs. And I say, "Hey, Bob, how much is this?" I say, "Oh, so how much is it?" And just like $5. I say, $5 per chair, but it's made of gold and crusted in diamonds and netherite and yeah. He says, "Oh, yeah, it's about that much, $5." I say, "All right." So I give him $5, and I take the chair home and I sell it on eBay for $10, and then it basically actually costs around $2 million. So I basically just lost a bunch of money there, but who really cares? Because like yeah, um, where was I? Lost my train of thought there. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Hmm, Um, uh, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So yeah, I set my chair up in my new room, and it was looking pretty good, except for the fact that I sold it, so there actually wasn't a chair there. So I went back to Always Get Cheap, and after that chair sold for $2 million, all the other chairs for $2 million. So yeah, so I just bought a regular chair for $30, and I set it in my room in the corner, behind the TV, not like behind the TV, but like in front of the screen, but like on the other side of the room, opposite of the TV. So yeah, I threw on Avatar: Last Airbender. It was really good, and I started playing Breath of the Wild again. So yeah, basically after I went to the first shrine, I started traveling towards the second shrine, and it was pretty stuff. Yeah, like it was pretty good. I had to go around this weird looking robot that was pretty scary and other stuff, and like yeah, and that got me in the mood for playing and nothing. Got me in the mood for playing nothing. So I just started playing the piano again. So here's a little bit of how the song went, and it was pretty good. Hopefully my mic picks it up. Ow, oh jeez. Oh no, sorry, I just got killed again. Yeah. So anyway, I started playing my piano again. Here's kind of how it went. Hopefully my mic picks it up. Yeah, so anyway, that's kind of how it went. So then after I was done playing piano, it was about like 3 o'clock in the morning. And, 3 o'clock in the morning is the most boring time in history and the most stupid time in history. And it's kind of stupid. So, yeah. So I kind of just, started eating Big Macs. And, my doctor said if I ate another Big Mac, I would die. So I ate, 10 Big Macs because I was so bored. So then I died. And so, yeah. Then I started playing my drums. And it went something like this. Obviously, I can do it better, but, my mic wouldn't even pick it up because it'd be too loud. So yeah, anyway, my chickens started eating each other's faces, and so I was like, oh, that's fun. So anyway, then I bought a magic teleporter that could teleport me into the future, and so I went to the future, and then I went too far in the future, and it turns out Aku ruled the world. Then this is to anybody who gets the reference. If you haven't, go watch Samurai Jack. Yeah, so anyway, Aku started ruling the world, and so I was like, oh, whoopsie. So I used the time machine and went back in time, and sorry, but I'm sorry, Samurai Jack, I didn't save the time machine for you. Yeah, so anyway, so I went back in time, and it was 5 in the morning, which is a little bit better, but still kind of boring. So the chickens were eating their own faces, and I was like, okay, that's fun. So anyway, I went back to Ollie's Do Stuff Cheap, and there was these guys putting out a fire. I'm like, hey, why are you putting out a fire? They said, oh, duh, because we can. I asked who started the fire, and they said, duh. We did. And so I asked, well, you're firefighters. Why would you want to start a fire? They said, well, duh, because we're firefighters, we have to fight fire. I said, so why did you start it? And they said, duh, because there was no other fires and you're bored. And so I was like, all right, that's valid. And so I started shopping at Ollie's Do Stuff Cheap, and the stuff was actually cheap, but not horribly good. But it was still decent, but it was decent, but it wasn't good, but it was cheap, but it was decent. And, any businessman will back me up here, but real estate. So anyway, I started walking home after I died again, and so this random guy came up to me and said, hey buddy, want to buy a pack of Billies? I said, what are Billies? He said, well, they're like Billies. I said, okay. Do you want to buy this pilgrim hat? And he said, what? And I shot him in the face. Yeah. So anyway, I went back home, and there was this random guy, and he was sitting in my new chair that I got half an hour ago when I started the story. Actually, it wasn't really the new chair. It wasn't really when I started the story. It was more halfway through my story so far. I mean, so far my recorder says 34 minutes, or yeah, it's 30, almost 35 minutes. So I'm pretty sure it's at the 15-minute mark when I bought that chair. It could have been 20 minutes. No, because the 20-minute mark I was playing the piano. And I don't remember here. I gotta think here. Think. Where's my thinking cap? Oh yeah, I forgot. I had to throw it in with the ring in the fire pits of Mount Doom. And so anyway, think. Some of those little guys from Star Wars, I don't even know what they sound like. Oh yeah, speaking of Star Wars, that reminds me of another time when we watched the parody of Star Wars called Spaceballs. It was the funniest movie ever. If you haven't watched it, go watch it right now. It's just not horribly appropriate, but still really funny. Anyway, yeah, so it's just really funny. Yeah, Spaceballs is really funny. So anyway, yeah, I was just doing that, and there was this random guy that was eating stuff, and I was like, hey buddy, what do you mean? He said, stuff. And I said, okay buddy, is that good for you? Do you eat vegetable steak? Do you eat broccoli? Would you curse your broccoli? Do you get a jar of Nutella with broccoli in it? And I said, no, I got a jar of Nutella with tomato paste in it. I said, well, then you got scammed, little brother. Wait, I was going to say little brother and little bro and little Billy. I don't even know what I was trying to say. I said little brother. Man, must have been old. Yeah, anyway, so, where was I? 5 in the morning, went back in time. Oh, God, I really gotta think here. I was, yeah, I don't really know. What was I? I was doing, it was 5 in the morning, and I remember there was some stuff going on, and I did some stuff, and oh yeah, the firefighters always get so cheap. Forgot the fire that they started. So yeah, so I was shopping always get so cheap, and it was kind of Billy, and I was doing some stuff, and it was kind of Billy, and so I was sitting there, hey, so what should I buy? And they recommended, you should buy free real estate. Anyway, so I got some free real estate from them. It was kind of cheap, and then kind of cheap. It was free, and so I went to a car dealership. I was like, hey, bub, you got any Jeep Wranglers? I said, oh yeah, there's this one for $40,000. I said, whoa, hold on now, Billy, that's a little expensive. I said, here, let me just change something. And then what he did, he put another sticker on it that said $50,000, and then crossed out the 50,000. And I said, whoa, now that's a deal. I'll take it for 40,000. Oh, it's so cheap. Man, I think all these guys some competition here. So anyway, I bought Jeep Wrangler for $45,000, even though I said it was 40,000. Anyway, so yeah, I brushed my teeth, and then I picked my nose, and then I read some Garfield comics, and then I ate a fan, and then I ate another fan, and then it was kind of boring, so I just did some random stuff. I was like, hey, buddy, you want some? Anyway, so then I took a nap. Here's kind of how it sounded. Banana flavored snails. Banana soup. I was a machine gun I put in my face. Anyway, so yeah, then I woke up. It was kind of a nice nap. I had a dream about banana toothpaste, and it was kind of weird actually. No, something that always confuses me is why does banana flavor taste absolutely nothing like banana, and why does strawberry flavor taste nothing like strawberry? Do they even put any strawberry banana actual essence in their flavorings? I don't know. Something to think about. Oh yeah, speaking of something to think about, the half popped popcorn kernels at the bottom of your popcorn bowl are really good. Some of them are even better than the regular popcorn that are fully popped. It's a nice mix of buttery, chewy crunchiness. It's really good. That must be what a cat treat tastes like. I never tried one. Oh yeah, the true story, by the way. This is a true story, not any of that other fake story I've been telling. By the way, the rest of the story has been fake, but this is a true story. I ate chicken food, and it was actually not bad. So yeah. Anyway, so I woke up from my nap, and yeah, I started going out to Walmart instead of Always Get So Cheap, because Always Get So Cheap had been crazy. Like come on, man, $5 for a penny, like that doesn't seem too fair. That doesn't seem too cheap. So I went to Walmart, and there was a bunch of riders riding everywhere, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll come back here later. So then I went to Always Get So Cheap again, and there was a bunch of riders riding. I went to Hy-Vee, there was riders. I went to Aldi's, there was riders. I went to Kroger, there was riders. I went to PetSmart, there was riders. I went to Wegmans, etc. There were riders. Except at PetSmart, they weren't really riders. They're more like vegans claiming that the pet should be free. Anyway, so you have eating teachers right there, and so I like punching her in the face, and she exploded and everything. And then where was I? Oh, I gotta think here. Let me think here. Grab okay, let me think actually. So that was like it was like just carry the two. Multiply the x value, find the author's purpose, find the mass of the sun. What year did Constantine die? What year was it? Oh yeah, I remember. So yeah, I punched my teacher in the face and she exploded. And yeah, that's kind of it. Anyway, so there was this random bumblebee on my face and stung me 100 times even though I never did anything. And then I died. Anyway, so yeah, that was fun. So then like there was this random guy at my house that was like driving by in a Cybertruck of all cars. A Cybertruck. Like, okay, anybody listening to this, like Cybertrucks are like the stupidest thing you can possibly imagine. Like a 5-year-old could make a better car than that. When I was 5, I had what was this? Oh yeah, I made a better looking donut when I was 5 years old than Elon Musk made with the Cybertruck. Like, who in the right mind of anything approved that design? Like, of any, oops, I dropped my microphone, hopefully that didn't explode or anything. Yeah, so anyway, of any car that could be driven, the Cybertruck was chosen by that individual driving by my house. So you know what I had to do? I pulled out my military grade tank that I keep in my garage, and I started driving it down the road, and it like made really big dents in the road as I was driving it. So I was driving this military grade tank around. I was firing up the Cybertruck as I was driving, and I didn't even like touch it. Like a bird landed on the Cybertruck and it collapsed because it was that flimsy and weak. I was like, okay, I guess I don't need the tank then. And I missed like 100 of my shots, so a bunch of people's houses were destroyed. But you know, all's well that ends well. The Cybertruck was destroyed. Everybody's happy, yay! So I went home and I took a nap. It sounded a bit like this. Bless me. Yeah, so anyway, then I woke up and I started playing Breath of the Wild again, and it was really fun. So I made it to the second shrine after I avoided that robot guardian thingy, and I got this ability called Stasis, where I can. No wait, Stasis was the third one. Yeah, so I got Remote Bomb on the second one, which is basically what it sounds like you throw a bomb, you can detonate it from your Sheikah Slate, and was that voice crack? I don't know. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, yeah. So yeah, I didn't even run about much times. I killed some robots. I killed some walls, and I got another spirit orb, which I get to the old man, and he's like, two more spirit orbs to go. And I'm like, brother, just give me the paraglider. Like, it's not that hard. Come on, man. Okay. I'm sorry, I fell asleep. This story so boring. I was actually listening to this. I don't know. If you made this far, congratulations. Here's your molecule. Anyway, so yeah, I was like reading this article about stuff, and it was kind of boring. Like all there was in this article was like the square roots of x minus 9 is 30. 2.5 carry the 2. What am I doing with my life? I'm just throwing this mix together and we're gonna die someday. Man, if anybody's watching this and they're about to die, good luck in the afterlife, buddy. At least I'm like in heaven, like me. Anyway, so yeah, where was I? So, was man, where was I? And then after that, Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah, so yeah, I was reading this article about random stuff. I really don't know what it was about, but it said something about like a new dinosaur that was discovered in Los Angeles, and it wasn't like a new dinosaur skeleton. It was like a real live dinosaur. So it was basically like this T-Rex thing, like destroying everything in LA. And I was like, okay, that's one. And like 800,000 people, and it ate another 100,000 people, and then cue Jurassic Park. Anyway, so yeah, oh yeah, and then I started like what is it? Oh yeah, and then I started watching Animations because he's best. Actually, wait, where's Jaden, the better animator? Okay, think about this, Glorb. Okay, Glorb, think. Come on, Glorb, think. Okay, somebody tell me in the comments is Animations better than Jaden Animations? I don't know. We're just like. Oh yes. Anyway, was I? Actually, was I? Not where was I? What am I doing? I'm just recording around the story. It's gonna be like 200 some odd hours. Just more. Just for the sake of it. I'm not even an hour in. My recording time right now says like, was like 49, 29, 30, 49, 31, 49, 32, 49, 33, 49, 34, 49, 35, 49, 36, 49, 37, 49, 38, 49, 39, 40, 40, or 49, 44, 44, 44. Yes, anyway, I finished reading the article and I sat back in my easy chair, and this guy came up and a dinosaur caused me like, hey, buddy, I'm a dinosaur. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then so I came around my house and I jumped in the basement. He's like, oh, man, that's my pet, I'm a dinosaur. And I walked away, and then I died. And then, so yeah, I started like drawing this random thing. And I don't even know what it was supposed to be. It was like some sort of Lego dinosaur thing. Except I wasn't making it out of Legos, like drawing stuff. You know, Legos are kind of interesting, actually. They're like a 3D puzzle anyway, so where was I? Oh, yeah. So I was like drawing this random thing. I was like Legos and stuff. And back in the day, the bees mean like quarters, or you'd say 25 cents per bee. And then the onions were always yellow because of the war. And we never had any of those fancy belts back then. And we always walked to school and fought daggers. And oh yeah, so like I vomited on my sister's face the other day. And she's like. Anyway, so yeah, where was I? Yeah. And so basically, I just started like doing random stuff. I was like cleaning the house. You know, I vacuumed the vacuum. I swept up the sweeper. I mowed the lawnmower. I weed whacked the weed whacker. I snowblowed the snowblower. I shoveled the shovel. I weeded the weeder thing. I don't really know how that works, but anyway, not a company coming over. This wasn't just any company. It was who was it? I can't quite recall. Now I think about this. It was like calculate the mass of the sun. Oh yeah, that reminds me of another story. So one time I was in English class, and my teacher said, "All right, John has 5 apples and 3 pears. Calculate the mass of the sun." I said, is it 3? And she said, 3 what? Drafts, apples, pears, drafts, apples, drafts, elephants, drafts, elephants, 3 months, 3 years, 3 decades, 3 planets, 3 black holes, 3 sets of Billy, 3 books, 3 stuffed animals, 3 hearts in one body, 3 dinosaurs, 3 chairs, 3 pants, 3 creepers, Minecraft about to blow up your base, 3 shirts, 3 ropes, 3 apples, board games, 3 calendars, 3 Lego Minecraft sets, 3 receipts, 3 posters, 3 wall stickers, 3 books, 3 papers, 3 boogers hanging out of your nose. Please pick your nose, so I picked my nose and ate it. 3 rows of teeth, 3 paintings of Lord of the Rings maps, 3 planets, 3 fingers, 3 fingernails, my like 5-inch fingernails, 3 jukeboxes, 3 guns, 3 roses, 3 guns and roses, 3 metal pipes. I was gonna say like metal pipes. What's a metal pipe? I have no idea. Anyway, so I said, I even forgot what this was about, so I just left. Yeah. So wait, where was I? Oh man, I lost my train of thought again. I keep doing this. Oh yeah, so my company coming over, right? And so I cleaned up the house. I weed whacked a weed whacker. And I did all this. I did all that, and it was kind of fun. Anyway, so yeah, like, where was I? I got so much nothing at all to do. I'm just. Oh yeah, so the company coming over, right? It was my aunt and my uncle and my uncle and my aunt and my aunt and my uncle and my uncle and my brothers, sisters, fathers, cousins, cats, pets, roommates, dogs, fishes, hamsters, cousins, brothers, uncles, Billy-in-law, in-law, pet-in-law, hamster-in-law, blade of grass in-laws, owners, pets, brothers, sisters, brothers, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, hamsters, grass, Fadzo, Billy, you know, some random former roommate, brothers, sisters, friend from college, high school, Tom, brothers, fathers, mothers, fathers, uncles, aunts, in-law, cousins, pets, former roommate was coming to visit. And I said, oh man, I really gotta clean up. I do not know this guy, but I really gotta clean up. So I was like wiping down the table, I was like eating the trees, I was like, there was like farting everywhere, and I was pretty clean after that. Like, you know, you can get a lot done with farting everywhere. So yeah, the guy came, and he says, hey, you're my former roommates, brothers, fathers, nephews, uncles, aunts, blade of grasses, pets, cats, hamster, mouse, shirts, owner, dinosaur, cousin, chickens, anime watcher, brothers, Nike owner, former roommate, sisters, in-law, aunt, uncle, Billy, cousin, distant cousin, close cousin, distant cousin, great grandpa thing. And I said, hey man, how you been? He said, I'm doing good. And I said, oh man, what's this guy's name again? Was it Josh or John? Could be either. There's like a million Johns, but there's also like a million Joshes. And so I was thinking to myself, like, is this guy John or Josh? I said, oh, I'll just wing it. How you been, Josh? And he said to me, my name is Steven. By the way, I got that from the other ones. You should really watch the other ones. He's really good. And please subscribe to me. He's really good. And also please subscribe to me because I'm really good. Anyway, so yeah, he said, my name is Steven. I said, I knew that. I didn't. And so I had to dial Bill Cipher to reset time so I could call him Steven. When he reset time, I kind of forgot his name, so I did it all over again. It was really awkward. Speaking of like doing things all over again, like, what even is life? We're all just guys or girls or whoever walking around just eating Big Macs, eating donuts, eating hot dogs, and tacos, and hamburgers, and other stuff, just walking around aimlessly through this big old universe of ours, doing stuff. Where do we all go when we die? I guess it depends on what you believe in. So what do you think about, you know, like everything dies. Like when the sun implodes and everything explodes, what is all this work for the human race going to mean? Is all our progress just going to disintegrate with the sun and with the rest of the planets? Maybe there's life forms we don't know about on Mars that also have their stuff disintegrated when the sun explodes. What if there's a black hole that comes and sucks in everything? What if black holes actually aren't that bad? I mean, they're just a theory. What are we doing to them when we get teleported to a universe with, like, random stuff and other things? Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, he said, my name is Steven. I said, oh, right, Steven. Sorry, my other cousins, brothers, roommates, former inmates. Inmate? Wait a second. I'm going to say roommate, but I said inmate. Oh, yeah, I forgot he wasn't an inmate because he committed that person and murder and some more that person and some more murder. And homicide and genocide and Billy's side and Bob's side and terrorist side. So yeah, anyway, he left. We didn't really do anything. I mean, we played Super Smash Bros. I got beaten up in Super Smash Bros. Because I suck at Super Smash Bros. And then with Mario Kart, when I played Mario Kart, I totally beat him. And then I went to World Championships, got like $1 billion for winning the championships. So I guess everything did turn out okay financially for me after I could have sold that chair for $2 million back at like the 15-minute mark of this movie. Right now it says 59.47, 59.48. Anyway, yeah. So, I want to work for being the best Mario Kart player ever I can be. But if anybody Mario Kart, seriously, try me.